Here, along the stunningly beautiful coastline of County Antrim, Northern Ireland, we find the world-renowned Giants Causeway. Referred to by the Irish as the eighth wonder of the world, the Giants Causeway is certainly a spectacular sight. Some 40,000 basalt rock columns can be found here, spread over an area of 4 miles along the coastline. Molten rock is said to have forced its way through the earth, cooling at different temperatures on the surface, causing these interesting formations. These bizarre formations, some protruding almost 12 meters in the air, are believed to be the result of intense volcanic activity over 50 to 60 million years ago. However, the folklore of the area likes to tell a different story altogether. The legend goes that there was a local giant by the name of Finn McCool, who is said to have had a fight with a Scottish fellow named Benadonna, who lived yonder across the sea. As Finn raged against his opponent, he is said to have grabbed huge rocks and flung them into the sea, forming a path of stepping stones. But as he caught sight of his foe, he realised he was quite possibly no match for the larger Scottish giant. He headed home to his wife, where he disguised himself as a baby. On seeing the oversized infant, Benadonna made a hasty retreat back across the causeway, with pieces of rock crumbling in his wake, thus creating the legend of the Giants Causeway. So where else do we find these interesting and unique formations? Not surprisingly, many similar basalt formations can be found in the volcano-riddled country of Iceland. What many people don't realise is that these interesting and unique formations occur throughout the world, such as the lesser known but similarly interesting Drumheller Channel's basalt columns, located here in an eastern part of Washington state. This is also an area containing giant basalt columns, part of the Columbia River basalt flows. Described as being a wonderful example of some of the beautiful remnants from a part of the prehistoric Ice Age floods known as the Missoula floods. And not too far away, still in Washington state, we find the equally impressive Royal Columns, a popular spot for the local climbers and tourists alike. Travelling south, we find further examples in Eugene, Oregon, at Skinner's Butte Park. These columns were initially exposed during quarrying operations that began in 1893 and continued into the 1930s. The quarrying left a 100-foot wide bowl, first becoming popular for rock climbing in the 1940s and continuing to this day. Canada too has its own boast of basalt beauty, by way of the Aberdeen Columns, to name but one. Again, polygonal in shape and originating from volcanic activity, it's reported that quite some time ago there was a geological collapse, leaving these towers standing 22 metres high, watching over the talus, the broken basalt that skirts the pillars. Not too far away, just north of Macleese Lake, we find even more of these fantastic formations. The inside of basalt is black and polishes up to a rich lustre. It's a dense crystalline material, weighing in at 188 pounds per cubic foot, which is about 10% heavier than granite. Taking a trip further afield, we find the stunning Mansion Rock Basalt Columns in Czechia. Looking like a gigantic ancient tree stump, the site here is named Panská Skála, which can be translated as the Lord's Rock. However, due to its appearance, it is colloquially known as Vohany, or pipe organs. Travelling across Europe into the Middle Eastern country of Iran, we come to another great example of basalt columns in Maku in the western Azerbaijan province. Even Thailand hosts a splendid example of these ancient formations. The basalt columns seen here of Buriram are an ever popular tourist attraction. And finally, we head even further afield to Australia, where we can find Burnie Basalt Columns Garden in Burnie, northwest Tasmania. The very distinctive basalt columns have been known and recorded here since European settlement at Emu Bay. Thank you for joining me as we've toured around looking at these fantastic basalt columns. There are many other formations such as this around the world, so keep your eyes out as you never know where you may see one next. Thank you for joining me. Please be sure to like, share and subscribe.